Hey YouTube, I'm back once again with some more pickups. It's, where are we today? It's, I believe, the 9th of January, it's Monday. I've been on early shift this week, or this week, today. So I finished at 2 and I thought, this stuff's been piling up for a while now. So yeah, I thought we'd have a quick look, well maybe not so quick, but a look at firstly what I got for Christmas. There's only a few things, and I look back at some of the other stuff that I got or I picked up or bought or whatever in December. So it's going to get a little bit comfortable. So we'll start at the end, I suppose. Not right at the end, but with Christmas. There's a few things I got here for Christmas. So firstly, Top Gun Maverick. I've been itching to see this film for quite some time, even before it was released, long before it was released. When those trailers came out, well, it must have been 3 years ago. That original trailer came out, I believe, before lockdown. So yeah, I finally got around to watching this. There were one or two spoilers. I managed to hear, but yeah, it didn't spoil the film, and there's still a lot of good stuff. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one, so very happy with that. I had to wait a couple of days after Christmas to watch it because going around visiting family and whatnot. So pretty much all of Christmas Day and Boxing Day, yeah, I was hardly here, so I didn't get to watch it until I think it was the Tuesday after Christmas. But yeah, love that. Some more Doctor Who, or animated Doctor Who. I've got a few of these now. So this one is another second Doctor story, The Abominable Snowman. One that I've never seen before. So yeah, that's another great one for the collection. And more Doctor Who. This has been season 13, right? Doctor Who Flux. This was quite a short season. I think there was only 6 episodes. Still sealed, obviously, because I've not watched. I have seen it when it was on TV, but yeah, happy to have that join the collection. And then these last couple came from viewer Pete Kale, who pretty much every Christmas sends me something. So yeah, he asked me to send him my Amazon wish list, and I was absolutely gobsmacked when this arrived, because I thought either one of these would have been superb. But yeah, there was 2 great Blu-rays. A TV show that I'm looking forward to getting into. I haven't started yet. It's been the first season of the Umbrella Academy. I don't know that much about it, but it looks pretty cool. Again, another one's still sealed. I haven't, like I say, I haven't started this one yet. And this one goes right back to been 11 or 12 years old when this was on the TV. The young ones absolutely adored this program when I was a kid, and even today I still do. I didn't know this had come out on Blu-ray till probably late last year, and I was quite intrigued to know what this would look like, because I'm fairly certain a good chunk of this would have been recorded on videotape. I'm pretty sure back in the 80s at that time, the studio work at least would have been recorded on videotape. Now, it's nothing like the consumer videotape that was around at the time for commercial use. I'm fairly certain videotape was much better quality. It looks fine. It certainly doesn't look like anything that would have been released today. But yeah, it looked okay. I haven't done a comparison to my old DVD. I say old DVD, it's not that old. But yeah, it looks good. One thing I was a little concerned about with this release was over the last few years, the BBC seem to have started taking some of their older stuff, TV programmes for the most part, well, I mean, that's what they are, they're a TV company, I guess, and editing things out. And there's definitely bits in this show that would probably offend people today, but then a lot of people, they get offended very easily, I think. But yeah, there's certainly stuff that I'm fairly certain would be seen as offensive. So I was quite keen to see what, if any, has been removed from this. Now, there's one particular scene in an episode that, to me, would probably stand out above anything else. If that's going to be cut, I think that will be the first thing to be cut. And I'm happy to say it hasn't been. Now, I haven't watched both seasons of this yet, or both series of this yet on this release. So I can't say for certain. And even if I had, it might be difficult to know every single thing that may have been taken out of it. And I don't know for sure that anything has or hasn't been taken out of it. All I know is that one scene that I thought might have been the first casualty, if that was going to happen, hasn't been removed. So, yeah, I'll have a quick look in this because it's quite a nice set. And somehow we've got a loose disc. So underneath the disc we've got sort of three of the main characters, and then on the other side we've got the other two there, and then the ensemble on the front. But yeah, this show is so funny. I really love it, and really chuffed to have this now on Blu-ray. So Pete, thank you so much for both of these. Really appreciate that. Next, Vinted. I think Vinted has become one of my new favourite places for buying second-hand Blu-rays, DVDs, whatever. I mean, it's got a long way to go if it's ever going to be anything like eBay. The one advantage I think it has over eBay is there's very few that I've found businesses or dealers on there, certainly selling physical media. I mean, Vinted, from my knowledge, Vinted started as a site for selling second-hand clothes, but it's kind of broadened since then, and now people are selling this sort of stuff and CDs and other things. And over the last few weeks I've bought quite a few things, and I guess the first thing I picked up in December, no, we'll come back to that. The last thing I picked up in December was a big sleeve. For those who don't know what a big sleeve is, it's a collection that came out through Tesco's in the UK for a short time, that were mostly Blu-ray and DVD combo sets, but some had 4Ks in, of mostly Disney, Marvel and Star Wars films in vinyl sized or laserdisc size cases. Case the right word? Probably not. Sleeve, I suppose including the name, a big sleeve. But it was the size of a laserdisc with a gatefold. I'm just wondering if I've got anything to hand. Oh, there we go. That is a big sleeve. So that's my big sleeve of The Force Awakens. It's difficult to get it all in shot, but it comes out of its little J card. Now, there's a reason why I'm showing you this one, because the one I bought I don't have anymore. So yeah, it opens up and you got your discs in a little pocket like that. So what I bought was Spider-Man Homecoming for £3. With the fees and the postage, it was just under £6, and it was delivered to a something very similar to an Amazon locker called InPost, which they have at there's two Lidls fairly close to where I live, both within 15 to 20 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes walking distance in different directions. So with Vinted, it's cheaper to have something sent to either one of those lockers or a pickup collection shop, if you like. So the local petrol station have one there where you can have things sent to, and it's cheaper to get them sent to places like that rather than sent to your home address. Yes, I had this big sleeve sent there. I went to collect it and pretty much immediately took it to CEX to trade it in. There was a £10 trade in, so yeah, bought it for just under 6 and traded it for 10. So I was pleased about that. Then the first thing I got in December off Vinted was VHS of Now Dance 902. I paid again, I want to say I paid £2 for this, but I might have even only paid £1 for it. In fact, yeah, it must have been, because it was under £4 in total with the postage and the fees. Basically, the way the fees work on Vinted, you pay, certainly with, I don't know about clothes, but where I look for music, movies, or even video games, it's 70p fee per transaction and not per item, which is good. And then 5% of whatever it is you buy, the value. So for something that's £1, you pay 5p. For £2, 10p, and so on. So yeah, you got these are all from around 1990, I think. All these tracks. But yeah, I'll say tracks, music videos. They're quite collectible now. That's what I call music VHS these days, and this particular one I haven't seen for a very long time. This one I'd never heard of, if I'm honest. And when I saw this, it was at £3, and I had a quick look on Amazon and CEX, and I couldn't find a UK release for a Blu-ray of this. It's Rob Zombie's 31. I sent them a cheeky offer of £2 and they accepted. So again, with the fees and the postage, this came to less than £5. The cheapest one I could find on eBay was £8. So happy with that. 31. Don't know anything about it, but yeah, it looks interesting. We'll see. And then finally for Vinted, a couple of these I've had in a watch list for quite some time, and I don't know why I never pulled the trigger, to be fair, because they were cheap. They're all HD DVDs, but then I got a notification around about Christmas that he'd reduced the price, or she, I don't know if it's a he or a she, from £2 each to £1 each. And I thought, well, I'll have a quick look what else there is, or what else this person had for sale. And it turned out there was 4 HD DVDs, all for £1 each. The postage is, was it £2.29, something like that, per item, and then the fees. But there's a thing you can go into. You can look through somebody's shop and say, I'm interested in this, 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 and this. How much will the total be? And they got back to me. The postage was the same as if it was for one. So it was £4 for the 4 HD DVDs, £2.29 for the postage, and a single fee for the fees. So in total, the fees were 70p plus 20p, so 90p fees, £4 and £2.29. So that's just over £7. Most of these, in fact all of these, are going to be resold on eBay. So the first one is probably the least valuable. Probably get about £5 or £6 back for this one. June. I was quite surprised that this is. I wasn't surprised it's worth money, because it's harder to find, maybe not rare, HD DVD, but it never got a UK release. We've got Payback Straight Up, which should sell for maybe a tenner, £8 to £10 maybe. And then these two are very rare. They were only released in Germany on HDVD. Fantastic Four and the Fantastic Four Silver Surfer. These are regularly on eBay for anything each, for anything from £12 to £30. So I reckon I could probably get 15 to 20 for the pair easily. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with that little purchase. But I'm still going to keep looking out on Vinted for other things. There was one item I actually spotted last night that I put an offer in, and that was accepted. So hopefully that'll be getting posted out this week. What's next? Some charity shops, I think. Where are we for time? My God, we've been going a while already. Let's speed up a little. Okay. This I can't even remember where I got it from. It cost me £1. So it's a Jim Davison Live, red, white and blue. New live show. Well, not now, it's not. It's probably 20 years old, but it was in a super jewel case. So I thought, why not? Yeah, I got it at a charity shop, but honestly, I can't remember which charity shop. This one, Age UK, had put all their DVDs down to 9p each. Yeah, and still I could only find one. We've got Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. It's sealed, but it's been resealed. It's at some point was sold in Renew, which to my knowledge now they've all closed down. There was one store in Darlington for quite a few years, and it's more of a market stall, an indoor market stall than an actual shop. But in 2015 or maybe 16, about 6 or 7 more opened across the northeast, in various towns, and everything was second hand, but for whatever reason resealed. And there was some things that were just as price, but they were mostly, 2 for a £5, 3 for a £5, 3 for a tenner. Even six for a £5, I think, was a thing as well. And over Christmas one year, I don't think they were around. I think they were only around for the one Christmas. They were doing stupid deals like buy one get 2 free, but you're still getting the deal. So I was getting Blu-rays that they were originally selling at 3 for a £5, at 9 for a £5. I've got videos somewhere of the stuff I picked up. Yeah, so nine Blu-rays for £5 at one point. And other stuff, I think I got a few steelbooks in there, and other things that I was collecting at the time, maybe even some Super Jewel case or Snapper cases, whatever. I think I got a couple of box sets. There's definitely stuff that I bought in there, especially if you to trade straight into CX as well. But the prices of selling stuff for, it's no shock to me that they went out of business. But the first one, the one in Darlington, after all the others closed down, that one stayed open for probably a couple of years, maybe a bit more. And I think it might have only been last year that it disappeared. Definitely at I'm just thinking, what was it last year, this year? But it was a Christmas store at Christmas for certain, but that might have been last year now I'm thinking about it. And at one point they were just doing fireworks, leading up to November the 5th. But they certainly don't do any of this anymore. We don't even know if it's under the same management or whether they've gone and somebody else is just taking up the space. But yeah, I paid 9p for that, and it's a limited edition. There is a number on there, but I'm not sure. They were made in quite big numbers, but I've got a few others from this set. I think they did the first 6, maybe even 7 Star Trek films in this sort of packaging, and it sort of opens up a bit like a book. It's not a digibook or anything like that, but I think there's 2 discs inside there as well. There'll be something underneath that sticker that says whatever the extra disc is. Sometimes it's an audio or an audio CD, or some of them have PC games as well as the second disc. Star Trek, all Star Trek related. Then on a trip to Peterlee, I think, I found these in a charity shop. It was the British Heart Foundation, but one of their furniture stores. So they have the standard stores, which they sell the normal charity shop stuff. Blimey, I can't get my words out. Clothes, bric-a-brac, books, and obviously physical media. But they also have the bigger stores, which are mostly furniture, kitchen furniture, lounge furniture, electronics, that sort of thing. But a lot of those stores have now started selling media as well, where they never used to. And the sign at the back said that there's just a little cabinet of CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, box sets, whatnot. And the DVDs were free for £1, as were the CDs, Blu-rays and box sets as priced. But none of the Blu-rays were priced separately. And I asked the lady behind the counter how much of the Blu-rays, and she said they're as priced. And I said, well, there's a whole bunch there. There's no prices on them. She said, well, if there's no prices on them and they're part of the 3 for £1, I thought, right, that'll do me. At that point, I'd already picked a couple of DVDs, and I was sort of humming and hawing about a third one. But then I decided to grab 3 Blu-rays as well. So the DVDs that I got, or was going to get, I picked up, were The Exorcist, just the standard. I'm assuming this is the theatrical version. There is another release of this in a snapper. It's the version you've never seen, I think it's called, which I might have that version on a standard DVD. I'm not sure, but yeah. Fold out. It looks like we've got a double-sided disc, so it'll either be full screen one side, widescreen on the other, or possibly special features on one side. Looks like it's just the widescreen version according to that, so yeah, it must have all the special features on side B, I should imagine. Don't know why they do that. Then a selection of music videos by Chris Cunningham, who I don't know that I've ever heard of, but I'm certainly familiar with quite a lot of the imagery on the back here from music videos from, I think, probably the 90s. I have a feeling that woman's face there was possibly from a PlayStation advert back in the 90s. I seem to, or maybe I'm thinking of something else. But yeah, I thought that looked okay. It's got a hell of a thick booklet in there, but I haven't put this in yet, so I haven't really taken a look at it. And the last one, I just had to grab something to make up the numbers. I haven't seen Mean Girls 2. I quite enjoy Mean Girls, so grab that. It's a 2-disc thing. And then the Blu-rays I got, again, these were all 3 for £1. Going out a bit of focus there a bit. Philip Seymour Hoffman, A Most Wanted Man. I've never heard of this. I didn't even notice who else was in it. We've got Willem Dafoe, Rachel McAdams and Robin Wright. So it's a pretty decent cast, I have to say. Just by the cover, I would imagine it's probably a spy thriller, and then looking at that, from the author of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. The TV show from the, was it the 70s or the 80s? I don't know if I go as far as saying I enjoyed that, but I don't remember disliking it. However, the movie that came out probably a decade or so ago with Gary Oldman, I was bored to tears. So hopefully this will be a little more exciting. But 33p, why not? I know nothing about this one. Bell Amy, not sure. Well, we've got Robert Pattinson, Uma Thurman, Kristen Scott Thomas, Christina Ricci, and Cole Meany. So again, all decent names. But yeah, never heard of that one. And then this one I got on DVD a while ago and really enjoyed it. So I'm happy to find the Blu-ray for 33p. The Humanity Bureau, which I believe is a 101 Films. Yeah, 101 Films release.